So before I start today's commentary, I have a genuine question for some of you guys. I haven't really played too much of the new season of Fall Guys. I think I haven't touched the game since I got the hot dog man, which was my main goal in season 1. And all of a sudden season 2 comes out and the game has more or less died. On YouTube, on Twitch, I haven't seen anybody playing it too much. I mean, what the fuck happened to Fall Guys? I mean, I actually kind of enjoyed this game. I hope it didn't, like, fucking die, and if that's the case, if it did, it's just taking up space in my hard drive. So does anybody know if anybody's still playing this fucking game? But, either way, with that being said, I got a story for you guys today. And I don't typically tell stories on the channel of my own personal life and stuff like that, but I feel like now that I'm older, this one's just too fucking funny to not talk about. I've talked about some stories in the past, like when I was a senior in high school, I ended up dislocating my knee in gym, which still remains to be probably my biggest claim to fame when it comes to me thinking I'm a fucking badass, but, well, you know, things... I mean, I like to think I am anyway, but especially after that day, but, again, if you haven't checked that out, I'll probably link that somewhere in the outro, but you should check that out. It was a hell of a fucking story. But today I got another story for you guys. Not from high school, but from middle school. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head if this was in 7th or 8th grade, so don't, like, quote me on anything too seriously in that case. But I do remember it was about that time, because around that time, I had, I used to have a table with me and my best friend Anthony, who you guys know on the channel, to ourselves, back in 6th grade. And usually for the 30 or so minutes that lunch was happening in our school, we would just take the piss out of each other, as, you know, Irish would like to say. Just talking a bunch of shit and stuff like that. One time we went on like a 20-minute curse-off to see who can come up with the best cursing insult for each other. And we really didn't have a winner for that, but I like to think I won, you know? I'd like to think I did a pretty good job. But as time went on in middle school, I kind of had a bunch of other friends who some would consider to be misfits, I guess you can speak. Like, we were kind of, the more that came by, the more that I started to realize it was like the island of misfit toys from, like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and some shit like that. So obviously, as time went on, we had a bunch of band of misfits. At one point in time, some guy who none of us really liked too much, and I'm not a horrible person. I don't want you guys to think I'm a horrible person or anything, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this guy, you know, like, he and I got along, but at times he was a little fucking annoying, and a lot of us noticed that right off the bat, that he was kind of a cancer to our table, because our dynamic was already kind of set in stone, and by that time Anthony had moved on to a different school, so they were kind of all I had, so I kind of had to deal with it, more or less, regardless of whether I wanted to or not. So what we used to do is, like, when the guy would really annoy us, we would kind of just leave the table. Not all of us. Like, some of us would stay and some of us would go hang out in the bathroom or some shit. And I know what some of you guys are thinking off the bat. It's that classic, what the fuck is his name? Ken Jeong video. Ha! Gay! Something like that. But, you know, it's like, dudes hanging out in the fucking bathroom. But yeah, like, that's what we used to do. We used to hang out there for like 10, 15 minutes. Like, we would just tell the aide who was standing by the doors, like, oh, we're just all going to the bathroom. And she was looking at us like, all right, I mean, whatever. Like, she didn't ask any questions. She probably wasn't getting paid enough to even fucking give a shit what we were doing in there. Or we weren't doing anything too bad or anything. Like, none of us were doing any, like, drugs or anything. But what we would kind of do is we would kind of just horse around and just fuck with each other a little bit while we were, not literally, but we would kind of just fuck with each other a little bit, like, kind of what we would do at the table, but without, the one guy being all sensitive about it and shit, which is one of the toughest things. The guy would be so sensitive, and I'm not going to name names, but in this bathroom, if I remember correctly, it was myself, and this is where I will name names, a guy named Brandon, who was one of my friends at the time, another guy named Benny, and one other guy. I think there was at least 4 of us. I don't remember if it was one guy or another guy, so I'll leave that one out. But I do know for a fact that Benny and Brandon were in that room, in the bathroom with me. And when I walked in, I said to myself, I was like, what the fuck happened here? Apparently, I guess one of the urinal pipes must have bursted or something must have happened to the urinal, because all I saw was a massive puddle of just water and God knows what the fuck happened in there. So I'm sitting here like all grossed the fuck out. We're still bullshitting and all that sort of stuff, taking the piss out of each other. But at some point in time, we're kind of just making jokes like, oh man, who's going to slip in that fucking water first, blah, blah, blah. And me being the clean freak I am, I'm saying to myself, fuck, if I slip in that shit, I'm going to just die on the inside, because I would just get the heebie-jeebies of Lord knows, I'll tell you right now. But yeah, so that's what would have happened. And then at some point in time, things start getting, like, the horsing around starts to get a little bit more physical. And I don't know if they were doing it to me or someone else, but one guy nearly slipped. Or maybe one guy did slip. I don't remember that for a fact, but I do know one guy either came close or did. And as we were leaving the bathroom, because obviously we probably got bored, and we were just like, all right, now we got to go back to where we were. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm not sure if I got pushed or I slipped or something, because keep in mind, in the bathroom, the ground must have been uneven, because all the water was gathering around one area. One uneven area that formed a giant fucking puddle, at least like 4 or 5 feet wide. And again, I'm still fucking grossed out of my mind that this is even here in the first place. Somehow, someway, I either got pushed and slipped, or slipped on my own because I'm a klutz sometimes, and I can't keep my balance, and I fall leg first into the fucking water. Now you see why I called the video the way it is. So now, at this point, I'm fucking mortified, because I know for a fact if I don't get this shit dried up, it's gonna show on my pants. And I was wearing what people called back then parachute pants. I'm not gonna try and break down for you what parachute pants actually are. Just look them up on like somewhere. I'm sure they're still being sold somewhere, but I haven't seen them in the 10 years since that incident happened. So, and I used to wear them a lot in like middle school and shit, but I haven't seen them in forever. So once that happened, I'm trying to dry off as best I can. We're in the bathroom like another extra 5 minutes, because here I am thinking to myself, fucking hell, everyone's gonna make fun of me. All this shit's gonna happen. And I did the best I could to dry it off. And the worst part is I still had like 2 or 3 periods left. And now here I am, my entire, I think, left leg was covered in this godforsaken urinal water. And like I said, it was dirty too, so who knows what was in there beforehand. So I was just mortified, dude. And everything happens to my left leg. When I dislocated my knee, it was my left knee. When it happened to my leg, it was my left leg. I think I might as well just amputate this fucking thing. It's just bad luck for me or something, but who knows. Either way, that's besides the point. I'm just joking around at this point. But I just remember being so mortified that had happened. But that's a hell of a story for you guys to enjoy. It's something for you guys to laugh at me at. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, it's all in good fun in the end, and I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys since I don't typically do story stuff. Anyway, guys, follow me on all the social media stuff you see down in the description, and of course, as always, listen to the 69 Whiskey Podcast and rate us and let us know what you think. See you guys on the next one.